There we go.
because I'm like, man, listen, I'm like, I went into a deep depression for a little while, and it got to a point where it was just a day where my wife asking me to do something, my son need me, my mom need me, like everybody need me, and I couldn't do it. And so, I'm just like, man, I need to do something. And I found myself, I went to San Luis Obispo. They had a VA clinic for vets. And I met with a counselor and I just started the process of like, let me try to work some of this stuff out, man, because I don't want to feel the way my brother felt.
Right.
And so, like going through that journey, I was teaching at St. Joseph as well. And a student actually was like, Mr. Davis, have you ever thought about public speaking? I said, yeah, but I was just afraid to be honest.
Sure.
And so,
What do you do?
yeah. And
Talk
so
about? Yeah.
right. And so, but like I said, life puts you on those points where you're gonna get pushed in a direction, you got to make a choice. And I just wasn't really loving what I was doing. And I'm since I was a barber, I just fell in love with being my own boss. And so I'm okay with 9 to 5 in it, but I really got to have somebody who values what I do, and that's just hard to find in the current climate of work. And so about 3 years ago, I'm like, man, I think I had got to a point where I'm like, if it took me in my 30s to figure this out, man, how much better would I have been if I known this when I was a kid?
Sure.
How much better would I have done if I had known about mental health and understood it and been able to talk about it? And so that's what kind of pushed me in the direction of like, man, let me go tell this story. Number one, it honors my brother's life
Mhm.
because I know what he would have wanted from me and I know how he was with me. I was the baby boy, so he always wanted me to be great. And so it's a way to like really the last thing I said over his casket was like, man, this won't be for nothing. And so I had to figure out like what did I want to do, and this is one of the things is talking about his story and mine, and just kind of helping these youth that the best way we can.
Yeah. So I just full disclosure, I was uh, knew Terrence really, really well,
Right.
and the silence
Yes.
of the depression is what was really scary.
Right.
I would see him, two, three times a week,
Mhm.
and just the silence of it was like I just couldn't believe it. Just couldn't believe
Right.
it.
No, and you know what I say, and I tell people all the time, it's you got to learn to ask the right questions,
Sure.
right? I think it's not enough to, man, like if I say, hey, Money, how you doing? You're like, man, I could be better. I'm gonna ask you what could be better.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to dig a little bit, not to be disrespectful. I'm gonna push past the boundaries you allow me to, but like I really want you to understand that like I'm tapped in to listen
Hmm.
to whatever you got to dish out, and hopefully help you process it in a way that we can move forward in a better way. And if nothing else, maybe you feel better today and go a little further. And so I think we just a lot of times we kind of like accept somebody's like, man, it's messed up right now, and then we just kind of leave it at that,
Right. Well,
and I really
there's
allow.
a lot of introspection in yourself of, yeah, it's messed up for you. It's messed up for me, and just keep it
Right,
moving.
right, keep it pushing.
My
Yeah,
stuff's messed up too.
right.
Wow. So, so talking about the mental health and the PTSD. So, when did you identify with that? Like, because I know you mentioned it earlier. So,
Man, it
as you're
was
coaching, did you like that's because you talked about because you also talked about a period of depression. So,
yeah.
when like,
It's like you. So the depression part was once I started kind of getting insight on that, I realized like I had been dealing with this since I was a young kid. It was something like
Mhm.
once you start doing the work and you start being able to look back, it's like, man, this is something that's been there. So I think that was more easier to recognize for me. But like the anger and stuff wasn't easy to recognize. The reaction to certain things wasn't easy to recognize. Not being able to move in loud environments at times of different things, I didn't get what was happening because I'm around other vets who are okay with my behavior. They're just like, man, he'll be all right. It wasn't until I got removed from that, and then when I started dating my wife, that's when it started to like really like something's up here. But even then, like I said, it took me a while. We had been married when I started going to counseling.